morning. Welcome back. The U.S. condemns the arrest of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. He spent the last 5 months recovering from a nerve agent attack in Germany.
Trey Ying's live for us overseas with the backlash. Trey, good morning.
Todd, Jillian, good morning. Condemnation for the arrest of Alexei Navalny is pouring in from around the world, including from both sides of the aisle in the United States. We do know overnight U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo released a statement calling on the Russian government to level the playing field for all political parties and release him. President-elect Joe Biden's incoming national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, tweeted his support, saying, quote, Mr. Navalny should be immediately released, adding, quote, the Kremlin's attacks on Mr. Navalny are not just a violation of human rights, but an affront to the Russian people who want their voices heard. Navalny traveled to Russia Sunday after spending months in Germany, recovering from being poisoned. EU authorities believe the Kremlin was behind the attempted assassination, and Navalny has blamed Russian President Vladimir Putin himself for ordering it. According to his spokesperson, the Russian opposition leader was immediately arrested after his plane was diverted on Sunday to a separate Moscow airport. He was able to kiss his wife goodbye before being taken into custody. Russian officials say Navalny violated the terms of a suspended sentence from a fraud trial back in 2014, thus giving them justification to arrest him upon arrival. Now, to answer the question as to why Alexei Navalny would return to Russia knowing he would likely be arrested upon arrival, well, it has to do with politics. We do know it's been very difficult for opposition leaders in the past to retain relevance in Russia, and Navalny says he wants to continue his fight not only against Russian President Putin, but against the entire Kremlin, who disagrees with his ability to do so. Todd, Jillian? And
as we've often seen, opposition doesn't always turn out well for folks dealing with Vladimir Putin. Trey Ying's live for us overseas. Trey, thank you.
Thanks, Trey. Hey, Fox News Alert. The FBI announcing they will run background checks on all 25,000 National Guard members deployed to the Capitol to prevent a potential insider attack. So what other security measures should we expect? Homeland Security analyst Adam Roosevelt joins me now. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Julian.
Let's start off with that. How significant is it that we are hearing this report that the FBI is vetting all of the National Guard troops out of fear of an insider attack?
Jillian, this is very significant, and I'll also preface this by saying this is the largest coordination and joint operation effort on U.S. soil between law enforcement, military, and intelligence agencies since 9/11. There's a big issue here with insider threat in terms of the belief that there may be some folks who may be aligned with other political views. But I'll also say preparation includes appointment of an oversight lead. There's a lot of stakeholders involved between FBI, between the Department of Defense, the intelligence communities, the local law enforcement, and we have to establish command and control on the ground.
Absolutely. So what else is going on behind the scenes? And I guess how important is it right now that social media sites are completely vetted and monitored to be able to see what type of chatter is going on online?
It's very critical. The law enforcement is doing everything they can to effectively look at all threats possible. But this is not just the social media side of things. This really expands to all threat domains, which includes cyber, maritime security, which includes space, land, air, and sea assets to look at what additional risks may be out there. We're trying to make sure we have maximum coverage and make sure that our agencies are working cohesively to address these threats in any of those domains. So this is a much larger military operation, and the most important thing is the command and control aspect. We do have a variety of threats that do exist, and mitigating them using a surge capacity strategy with combined agency support is how we mitigate those threats in the field.
Adam, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday. She lives in D.C. She lives not too far from, some of the zones that are completely blocked off. So she's okay to get in and out of where she lives. But she said, it's nerve-wracking here. She was like, I've just never really felt anything like this. What is your message to the public?
I've served in 2 tours in Afghanistan, and I have been a part of multiple operations. Never in my lifetime would I have anticipated that the American people would have to see any form of military deployment surrounding our capital. My message to the people is that we shall continue to believe in democracy and that the principles that are the bedrock of our society are being guarded, but important for us to remember that we are Americans first, and this process will go forward, and we'll make sure that we'll do everything we can to serve the American public.
Absolutely. Adam Roosevelt, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for your service. Appreciate your time.
Thanks. Thank you.
Jillian, a missing Arizona woman found alive in critical condition. Jessica Goodwin vanished after calling out of work last Monday. Her vehicle was found at a car wash 3 days later. A rescue crew was able to track her down by tracing her phone records to an Indian community in the Phoenix area. She was airlifted to a hospital for treatment. That case under investigation right now. And overnight, Los Angeles police calling attention to the city's deadly crime surge. The department labeling the stats shocking, tweeting 16 days into 2021 and homicides in South LA are up 150% compared to last year. The city's top cop pleading for elected officials and the community to help stop the senseless violence. Victims shot in that area, get this, up a whopping 742%.
The incoming CDC director warning the pandemic will get worse before it gets better.
Do you agree with his forecast that it's going to get worse?
Unfortunately, I do. By the middle of February, we expect 500,000 deaths. And we still yet haven't seen the ramifications of what happened from the holiday travel. So yes, I think we still have some dark weeks ahead.
Dr. Rochelle Walensky also says new strains of the virus may be resistant to antibodies, but believes vaccines are still effective. The U.S. reports nearly 24 million cases with nearly 400,000 deaths. And take a look at this. A Florida man is celebrating his 90th birthday by buying this torch red Corvette. Air Force veteran Chuck Cook says he could not wait to get all the car shows. His friends flocking to the dealership to help him celebrate. Look at this. And to check out his new ride. Cook made clear this beauty is just for fun. And he does need an SUV to run errands. But
I love that, Leslie.
My man, good for you.
Why not? What are you saving it for? Go do it. Have at it.
Why
Enjoy
not?
life. You
Absolutely.
know? Time now, 36 minutes after the hour. Finger pointing in the wake of the Capitol riots.
To see people come and take over the Capitol. Where was Nancy Pelosi? It's her job to provide Capitol security.
Senator Lindsey Graham's frustration with Speaker Pelosi over the lack of security ahead of the deadly siege.